Hey everyone. Welcome back to Strange Mind 6. I'm your host, Ruby, and today we're going to be getting back into My Friend Dahmer, a graphic novel by Derf Backderf. And I do want to put in a trigger warning for harming animals, um, just for graphic detail and other things. Um, I definitely want to put a trigger warning especially if you're easily upset or have a weak stomach. And of course, we are talking about Jeffrey Dahmer and him growing up. So I definitely want to put a trigger warning for that. If you're bothered by this, please watch one of my other videos. And then after this book, we will be getting into another book that will be a little bit lighthearted um, and a little bit easier to digest. And with that, my dear friends, we're gonna be starting the part 3. And if you haven't already, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, or just sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Part 3: The Dahmer Fan Club. Picture Day, October 1977, our senior year. Okay, let's listen up, everyone. Student council, quiet, please. Look, we get one chance at this yearbook photo. So if you clown around or look goofy or make a face, then that's how you'll look. In perpetuity. And the Dahmer fan club was back in action. The schoolboy stuff was tasteless. It should have gotten old, but it never did. I suppose it was just our way of battling the monotony of life in a small town. Neil and I were on the yearbook staff, and one of our running gags was to slip Dahmer into group photos, groups to which the class freak obviously did not belong. Hee Click the camera. There was a bonfire, and seniors just chilling, making out, or drinking. Brew? That's okay, we don't drink. Snort band nerds. So, what we gotta do is get Dahmer to put on like a command performance. Yeah, could get everyone to chip in a couple of bucks and pay him to do this thing at the Summit Mall. This is awesome. I'm sure Jeff would totally be into this. Okay, let's start collecting the money and pick a convenient Saturday. Hey, O'Neill, Saunders, come here. And the next day, they went to Dahmer. We got $35. The Dahmer fan club voted to do it this Saturday. How much? 35. Agreed. Bah. God, that guy reeks of booze. Looking at the clock, at 7:45 in the morning? Jeez. As Dahmer walks down the hall, he sees one of the teacher holding a kid. Listen up. You're one screw up away from suspension again. It's not my fault. Shut up. I don't want to hear any more whining. Now get to class. As Dahmer walks right past the teacher and walks outside. So, we're on? He agreed. Yep, it'll be this Saturday at the mall. Wait a minute. Before you go to class, you have to see this. I got Dahmer in National Honor Society photo. What? Oh, good. You're here. Did you print my NHS photo yet? Uh-oh. This is great. Gasp. What is Dahmer doing in there? As the teacher blackens out Dahmer's face. Aww. This photo would become the symbol of Dahmer's wasted youth, the boy who didn't belong. As the official minister of propaganda for the Dahmer fan club, I did my part. I put a cartoon Dahmer into everything I drew. Comics for the school paper and the yearbook posters, for student council and sports pep rally. He even popped up in art class assignments. In fact, the art teacher got so fed up, they gave me a D in art as punishment for drawing too many incomprehensible, to them, cartoons, and not enough, as they put it, real art. My cartoon Dahmer was so good. He became something of a bizarro school mascot. At the right, a flyer for Student Council elections 1977. Write in Rebo for Student Council. He's the man. Remember to write in all Al Rebo on your ballot. Celebrity spokesman. Below, drawing for the 1978 yearbook, Dahmer is in the large figure in the crowd on the right, in front of the guy with the tuba. Almost everything in the word balloons are Dahmerisms. That mirrored the real Dahmer, who was little more than a cartoon. Whatever personality he once had was gone. He was either in character or drunk or both. I honestly can't recall having a normal conversation with him during our senior year. Not one. Dahmer didn't register as a real person. He moved through the day unnoticed. Not that he was a wallflower. As he opens the door, just to leave. Mrs. Woodard. Who was that? Did anyone see? Who keeps doing that? Mrs. Woodard never did catch her tormentor. Dahmer, the serial killer, believed he would never be caught, that he possessed some special talent that allowed him to escape detection. Why wouldn't he think that? He had the ability most of his life. Dahmer gets off the school bus, gets bullied on his way home. You're in my way, dumber. I don't know why Dahmer let the creeps push him around. He was a big, muscular guy, built like a linebacker. If he snapped, I thought back then I didn't want to be in his way. That proved to be a good instinct. Truth is, he was probably already lost at this point. The horror show in his head couldn't be switched off. He was hanging onto his sanity by the thinnest thread. Dahmer always carried a briefcase. Hey, nice purse, Dahmer. A briefcase was not part of the teenage uniform in the 70s. Not even the nerdiest kids would dare lug one around. It was, of course, how he snuck his booze into school. Dahmer's need for liquor was now so great he always kept a bottle on him. The briefcase was an ingenious cover. A guy with a briefcase didn't fit the stoner profile. A guy with a briefcase didn't have to worry about a pat down. Hey, what's up? You got my stuff? Yup. You got my bread? Dahmer never drank at home for fear of being caught in the act by his family. He thought it safer, as incredible as it sounds, to drink at school. And for that reason, Jeff was always lurking around Revere well before the morning bell and long past dismissal, often late into the evening. Lots of kids participated in various after-school activities, of course, so adults, if they noticed Dahmer at all, assumed he was just another industrious student. Another long day at the mine, Mr. Dahmer. Yes, sir, Mr. Bolton. Slump. One of those activities was rehearsal for the annual variety show, which I starred in. Yes, I really did a bit as Adolf Hitler. In my defense, I brought the house down. For those of us caught up in Dahmer's story, it's difficult to convey just how surreal it has been. The strange kid who we clowned around with and sat up next to in study hall winds up plastered on the cover of the Weekly World News and as the punchline of jokes on Letterman. It's simply mind-boggling. This incident here is my most bizarre recollection of all. Greetings, mein Führer. Me dressed up as Hitler, chatting with Jeffrey Dahmer. Whenever I think about it, I can only laugh in disbelief. Herr Dahmer, I could use a good decorator in the bunker. Interested? Bah. Yo, Backderf, hurry up and change for the next skit. Move it, man. But outside of our antics at school, there wasn't much fun left in Dahmer's life. Dahmer would get home, come inside, I'm home, and his mom would be on the phone. The judge okayed the restraining order against Lionel at last. Yeah, it's a huge relief, right? Uh-huh. Oh, I know. I can't wait to get out of this town. The nights must have been the hardest after the numbing effect of the booze wore off. Those must have been long, terrible nights. This is the place, Kent. We got a book, man. The others are probably at the mall already. Let them wait. It is we who have the star. Greetings. As they ring the bell and Dahmer answers. Ready for your command. Performance? Yeah, just let me grab my stuff. Stuff? I'll only be a sec. Hello, boys. Oh, hi, Mrs. Dahmer. Okay. What's up with her? As they drive away. Is Cooper coming? Or Borowski? They better not. They didn't pay. Psst. As Dahmer gulps down a six-pack. Each of us in the Dahmer fan club had a moment when the realization hit that Dahmer was not just odd, but truly scary. This was my moment. I'd never seen someone drink like that. Gulping can after can, my skin crawled. As I watched him, the aura of doom that surrounded Dahmer finally came into focus for me with a startling clarity. It was a 10-minute drive to the mall. Dahmer polished off the entire six-pack before we arrived. Chugging a gallon of beer was obviously nothing out of the norm for him. Summit Mall. Where are we meeting these idiots? In front of the jeans store. As they go into the mall. About time! Ha! There they are. Okay, let's do this. Do not disappoint us. Fear not. As they hand Dahmer the money. What will he do? Shh! Snicker. Bah! Good God. What? Oh man, that's awesome. Which way did he go? Where is he? I lost him. Standing in front of the Stouffer's restaurant. Clink. He drops 2 wine glasses. Hey! The hell's wrong with you? Bah! Ah. And so, it went on for 2 hours. Mall security never caught on. We followed Dahmer around the mall in a chortling pack as he waylaid unsuspected shoppers. It wasn't as much fun as I anticipated. In fact, it creeped me out. What I witnessed in the car put a damper on Dahmer's act. Oh, Mr. Burlman, Mr. Burlman. Would you like to try a sample? As he tried the sample, he spit it out. Does he need a doctor? I gotta get going. By late afternoon, we'd had enough. This day would become legend. But it ended quietly. There was no grand finale. Wanna pop Insta disc records? As long as we hit book lines after, I wanna buy a National Lampoon. As we walked back to the car, Kent and I made plans for later that evening. Dahmer, following silently, was not invited. How about Rocky Horror? Groan. Again? I think not. In truth, I couldn't ditch the guy fast enough. Hey, this is the Void Droids. Huh. How can you like this punk rock crap? As Dahmer just whistled. And when we dropped off Dahmer at his house, that marked the end of the Dahmer fan club. From here on, we excluded Dahmer from our group. Jeff was alone with the voices in his head, which would now grow louder and louder as Dahmer went back inside. The next day at school, has anyone seen Jeff Dahmer? Anyone? No? The kid's never here. As Dahmer, drinking right outside the classroom. Okay, open your books to chapter 26. Who can tell me from our readings what the major invitation was? Part 4. Becoming the Monster. And this is where we will leave it, my dear friends. Tune in next time to hear Part 4. This has been Ruby, signing off.